Another Cecil video to keep me entertained and lolcal about. Wow, Cecil, fuck me, you are a hypocrite and a bigot. A real bigot, you know? I've never known anything like it. Well, first thing that was funny, Cecil was doing his usual, I'm a fucking music prodigy genius, my 3 chord progression beats that all sound the same. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. He started off the video or the live with nothing but his hands on the keyboard. Now, why did he do this? Was it for artistic flair or something? I mean, he's got major delusions of grandeur. I mean, he had one stream where it was just his back turned against the camera, the whole stream fucking about with his, you know, £3 keyboard, you know, thinking it was some sort of genius, you know, move. Nope. The reason why he done that is because, do you remember eons ago when he used to do his live streams and goof out? He'd be doing a stream, camera facing him, and after a while, he'd start, you know, eyes were closing, head was drooping, and she'd actually fall physically asleep on the stream, like fucking me. Well, it kind of happens on this stream. You see Cecil's hand moving up and down the piano with it, you know, one finger fucking piano rolls, you know, quite into it, nodding his head and stuff, you can tell he's vibing. But as it gets to about 15 minutes in, he slowly gets slower and slower and slower until, I think it's about 20 minutes or so, he completely stops. Yes, he has fallen asleep, it seems, to the fucking, you know, his own tunes. He's fallen asleep to them. Is it because they're that boring? I don't know. Or because he's probably snorted a lot of Suboxone, you know, or Semitex, whichever way. No, it wouldn't be Semitex because it's got Narcon in it, I don't know, so I don't know. He's snorted his medication, basically, or something else, right? Because he stops and he's clearly gone to sleep, because it's not just one loop where he's having a breakdown of the music, you know. No, it goes on for far too long to do that. He's stopped altogether. Only when Xandra comes in does he suddenly go, wakes up, so to say. Now, there is some good news in this, apart from that's funny as fuck. Clearly he's goofing out, and he's learned not to put his face on camera if he's gonna goof out. Why you'd live that anyway, I don't know. Don't worry, guys, I'm not going to goof out on you because I'm not showing my face either. But Xandra came in and she did a little joke about she was scared of him being a child predator, so to say. Although Cecil sort of... She wasn't coerced into it. It was from her own back. This says to me that Cecil has not done anything to his own daughter. Because remember, there's that kind of... Yeah, there's a few scary screenshots that have been shown that don't necessarily say that he's done that, but, you know, knowing what we know about Cecil, it was a bit worrying, like, oh my god, has he? No, he's just recording her friends, which is bad enough, you know, but, or metal detecting in play parks or whatever, you know, but for his own, it looks like not. So there's some good news there. But the reason why I wanted to talk on this, apart from him goofing out, is his hypocrisy, because after this little... you know, bit of dialogue between Xandra and him, which is kind of interesting to listen to. He then proceeds to slag off a rapper who's having beef with Ryan Upchurch. Of course, we know Cecil is gay for Upchurch, like proper. And Cecil is a complete homophobe. He really is a homophobic. Or he's fucking closeted. Because he always talks about penises all the time for some weird reason. Everyone's a dick licker. Oh, his language. The way he talks is utterly, like... filthy mouth. It's rotten, and his teeth are a metaphor for that. They really are, tooth. Now, he honestly thinks like being a gay or homosexual predator is worse than just being a predator in general, because, you know, gay's a bad thing to him. But as we know, he really has a thing for Ryan Upchurch and Tupac. You know, he always melants on how gorgeous Tupac is. You know, Tupac don't get booty, booty goes to Tupac. Like, what the fuck? And here's him in the bubble bath. Like, oh my god. Anyway, he's having a go at this Canadian rapper, and he's live now, I believe, about this Canadian rapper. And he's going on about, oh, if you're American, you're born, it doesn't matter, whatever, but how dare this dude comment on American stuff, because you weren't born here. He may well live here, but he wasn't born here, so he's not an American. Now, we've had this with Cecil before, where he thinks everybody in the world either lives in America or London, France. There's no other places in the world. And then you might think there's a place called Africa, I think. But that's the only 3 places that exist. London, France. And if you are not from America, the greatest country in the world, no matter what, bar none, has no problems whatsoever, because you can have a pew-pew over there a lot easier than what you can in any other country, which is not actually strictly true, Cecil. If you want the definition of freedom, maybe try Pakistan if we're talking about firearms. Obviously, it's not free if we want to talk about, you know, Sharia law, which you won't understand, but you know what I mean. But the way you mark how good a country is whether you can get a pew-pew easy or not, you know? In which case, Pakistan would be perfect for you, mate, because they don't care what you have. No licenses, no nothing. No matter if you're a felon or not, you can just have what the fuck you want. Walk around the street with an AK if you want, okay? There's freedom for you, mate. There's your freedom. But what about your medical? You know, Cecil, you don't need medical yet. And yes, there is insurance over there. But a lot of insurance does not cover you for things. And some of my FIRTLESS, you know, who are actually well-off people are suddenly now not very well off because their medicine is costing an arm and a leg, and it's fucking disgusting. It shouldn't cost that much, especially as they're insured too. Yet their wealth, which they've worked all their life for, is being drained away. What a great country. What the best country ever. See, in the UK, we have the NHS, and granted, our NHS is falling apart. Our government is corrupt and it's fucking everything up. Totally. Much like Australia is turning into a dystopian authoritarian nightmare. This is all about the West being destroyed. Call me a tinfoil hat, crazy conspiracist guy, all you want. Because if you search up World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab, it's all written down there what their plans are. It is absolutely insane. Alright, that's the second time now. Something's just falling off. I had the thing that's propping this phone up fell off earlier, and it's too heavy to do that, so I'm having some paranormal activity. But I don't know if you heard that thud, but something else has just fallen off for no reason. Very interesting. Anyway, yeah, Cecil, complete bigot, absolute bigot and complete homophobe. And I love it, because he also says that he never starts on anyone, he doesn't do drama, he don't do nothing like that, you know, he's always the victim. Yeah, what is he doing here? Much like Johnny Gobble, he is starting on someone. He's starting to try and play ruckus. Why? Well, because that person probably has more subs than him, plus he's gay for Ryan Upchurch, like I just said. And so, if he can get some dialogue going, you are, in effect, Cecil, being a hypocrite and fucking clout chasing again. It's funny as fuck. You know, your hypocrisy. And I love the way, as well, he says, my haters, they got no talents. They can't make a beat. They can't, you know, create a song or anything like that. Oh, Cecil, that is the mark of someone. If you can't make a beat or make a song, that means you got nothing. Cecil, you can't play the fucking guitar. I can. Cecil, I can play that keyboard much better than you, I assure you. Cecil, you can't mix with vinyl, could you? Could you mix with vinyl? Actually, you know, off the cuff, just get me 2 records. They don't have to be the same genre. I'll be able to mix them for you. Especially garage music, which is quite complicated, or drum and bass. I can mix it. No problem. Cecil, you can't touch type. I can touch type. What's touch typing? Typing where you don't need to look at the keyboard. If you notice on your keyboard, Cecil, not the fucking music one, the computer one, dickhead, there is ASDF on the middle key, and on F there's a little dot on it. And if you look on J, there's a little dot on J. You rest your index finger on that, and the other fingers on ASDF, and I'm on JKL colon, and you don't even look at the keyboard. I can touch type to 60 words per minute. Best skill I ever learned, actually. Cecil, I can certainly drive a lot better than you. You know, I've got a lot of qualifications in driving. Not the best record, but in terms of, shall we say, skid pan course, defensive driving, advanced driving lessons, driven buses for living, telehandler, you know, I've got all those qualifications in that field. Does this mark me as a better person than you then? Oh, no, it doesn't, because I can't make beats using a shitty program, which isn't strictly true, because I had a program once called Fruity Loops, and I made a few little things on them. And I remember Fruity Loops in the 2000s. So this just makes me laugh. And as for poetry, oh, Cecil, you really don't know me. I used to make lots of poetry before I met Natalie in my emo-like days, if you want to call them that. You know, I used to write a diary, which is over 3,000 pages long, I think it is. I really need to get out of my hard drive, because once I met Nat and whatnot, up until the Charlie entity and the paranormal activity, I sort of stopped documenting things about quarter of a way throughout when the activity was really fucking going for it. So yeah, you know, But yeah, that'll be interesting to read if I ever get it, which I will one day, and I'll let everyone have a look and read it, see what they think. You know, be interesting. But yeah, I just found it funny. Thought I'd just lament on this and laugh at Cecil being a complete hypocrite. I'm glad though that I think his daughter has not been touched by him or attempted to be touched by him. Um, but we all know about the hidden camera and shit. I mean, I think that's for her friends, you know, dodgy as fuck. You know, it's certainly very wrong of Cecil to coerce children, two kids, as in his daughter and her friend, to say, no, my dad is not weird or anything, you know, without getting the parent to ask, because the parent doesn't even know nothing about, you know, about Cecil's confession video, whatever you want to call it, positive, inspiring testimonial, which nobody has edited, Cecil. You said that shit, you know, and it's not just that one video. I don't need to say this all over again. We all know, and you know deep down, okay? So come on, fucking give it a rest, will you, please? Well, FIRTLESS, that'll do for me. I'll catch you soon. Shout out to people who are, you know, trying to keep us going, support us as best they can, and please don't worry if you can't, i.e. about people going, I'd love to help you, but they've got their own stuff. Of course, everyone's got their own stuff, and, you know, I would not want you to, you know, put your own standard of living down to help us. And like I say, I promise you, once our estate is wound up, we will try and help others where we can. Obviously, I can't just give it all away. That would be completely stupid. But, you know, where we can, you know, like to, yeah, become a channel member on a few channels and stuff. You know, things like that. Fuck me. Just pay it forward a bit, you know? Oh, wow, very generous order. No, we'll do more for other people, obviously. Anyway, take care, much love, and yeah, just if you want to see a bit of hypocrisy, a bigotry, and just Cecil fucking, once again, putting his foot in his mouth and goofing out also on stream, check out his last two lives. Fuck me. Take care, much love.